Getting older is getting excited about Costco finds. I found this 24 pack of washcloths for, I want to say 20 something dollars, $25. It's a steal of a deal, 24. I haven't bought face cloths since university, so all of my current face cloths are stained like crazy, so I needed new ones, but I like the fact that I now have 24 of them because it just means that there's more in rotation and I can extend laundry even more. Very happy. I'm gonna wash all of these. This is luxury right here. It will never look this good again. I also found this package of scrub mommies. I got 8 of them in here. I've never seen colored scrub mommies. I've seen lots of colored scrub daddies, but as we know, scrub mommy is my favorite sponge. It has both the rough edge here for good like scraping, but then also a soft sponge at the bottom half that is good and gentle for all the other dishes. It's the perfect sponge. You could even coordinate these sponges for cleaning. So you could say the white one is for bathroom, the purple one is for sink, the pink one is for dishes. I love color coordinating in my cleaning supplies so that there's not cross-contamination, but honestly, probably gonna use majority of these for dishes. You know what, I gotta put mine in the dishwasher. I've never done that, but they're dishwasher safe too. Fantastic. I love adulthood. I joke, but it is fun to find deals like this. No sarcasm, but I get lots of joy from this. Matching today. I'm impressed by these flowers because I've had them for a week now and they still look fantastic. If you're looking for a flower that doesn't die easily on you, I feel like this is the one because I barely do anything and it somehow survives. I'm gonna be out of the city for about a week and that means that tonight's dinner is just a scramble of whatever's in my fridge. So I've got some broccoli and peppers I'm roasting and then I'm gonna pair it with an egg or 2 eggs, I guess I should say. But I am now learning how to cook with stainless steel. I still have my caraway pans and honestly they look in great condition. I just kind of want to also experiment with the stainless steel department as an alternative to non-stick. So one day if I'm making an investment in pans, that opens the door to more possibilities. And what I've learned so far is that you can make your stainless steel pans non-stick by making sure that they're the right temperature before you start cooking. So I have it on about low medium right now because I like to gradually heat up the pan rather than like just go on high. And you can do the water test to see if it's hot enough by checking to see if water beads. And right now it is beading, so I'm gonna add my butter. I'm very much so not an expert at this, so if you've got stainless steel cooking tips, let me know. I've been following some creators that teach you how to do it because I think when you cook with non-stick a lot, you become accustomed to it and it's hard to like rewire your brain to stainless steel, but it's been fun. Oh, see, that's too hot. That's way too hot. No. See what I mean? Don't listen to me. I just burnt my butter. Okay. I've taken my pan off the heat and we'll try again. But I have been doing it well. You wouldn't believe it from just that experience right there. You're just gonna have to trust me. And I've been liking it. I feel like I've been finding a groove. I just swear every time I'm on camera and trying to show something, it goes wrong in the cooking department. Probably because I'm preoccupied with the camera and not paying attention. Ooh, my veggies are almost done though. Okay. Oh, no. You know, for I don't have anything in my fridge left dinner, I think it could have been worse. And honestly, roasted broccoli is my favorite thing right now, so this is going to be yummy. I can't believe I haven't talked to you guys yet about Funny Story by Emily Henry. This is her latest release. If you're in the book space, you have most likely heard of Emily Henry. She came onto the scene with Beach Read and she's had hit after hit after hit. I personally really love her. Obviously, it's a subjective opinion, but I think one of the reasons I love her so much is her writing. Her writing is brilliant. It articulates the human experience so well. There are so many times when I'm reading her main heroines, even though they are different characters, they're all like got their own individual personalities, there's something in them that I can always click with, and she just talks about whatever obstacle that character is going through so well. And just the way she formed sentences together, I'm like, oh, I wish I could write like this. And I personally really liked Funny Story. My cousin was actually asking me the other day, which of Emily Henry's books do I love the most? I don't know. I cannot answer that. I like them all in their own unique way. But I think this one was such an interesting premise. The two main characters, Daphne and Miles, are now forced to live together because their significant others cheated on them with each other, and their exes are now getting married. So they kind of have to navigate this heartbreak that they're each feeling, this weird connection that they have because it's their exes that hooked up with each other. And along the way, as they build a relationship, a friendship, it develops into something more. And it was just so good. Like, I feel like if you want an escape, Emily Henry books will always do that for you. And I'm in love with this cover. I think this may be my favorite cover. Beach Read is a great one too. I think this purple blue is so striking, and it's got these beautiful little lemons on the side. I actually realized that my my new nails match it quite well. I've got lemons on them. These once again are Glamnetic press-ons, so you can check the description box below if you want to check them out, and I'll have a link to this one too. Look at all the little book tabs I did. It was just so good. Honestly, a highlight of 2024 reading so far. I haven't really talked a lot about fiction books that I've read this year. I've been focusing on nonfiction, even though I read more fiction than nonfiction, because there haven't been many that have just like taken me aback. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of the same, but this one met my expectations. One worth checking out if you haven't already, or if you haven't already heard about this one. It's good. I have to figure out what my next read is going to be. I kind of want to read though something on my Kobo Libra color. I did a video on it last week, a full review, but I really want to experiment with digital annotations on that, so I might pick a book on there. I haven't read anything from Abby Jimenez, and she has a new one that everyone keeps talking about. So if you've read it, let me know. Maybe I need to hop on board that train. I actually think I have read one Abby Jimenez book, Best Friend Zone, years ago, and I thought it was like good, but I don't remember it being a standout. I can't even remember the plot of it. But I've heard recently that if you like Emily Henry, she's one to check out. So I might have to tackle that this summer, because summer reading is here and we gotta build that summer TBR, that beach read TBR. And I just want a lot of like light, good-hearted things right now in this season of life. Like, I just need that energy, and that's the beauty of fiction, is it gives it to you. You can find it. You can escape to a different world through different characters' POVs. It's beautiful. For dessert tonight, I cut up a Honeycrisp apple, put some peanut butter on a spoon, and we're just gonna go to town. Apples and peanut butter are so good, and I'm also having some dark chocolate. I'm definitely trying to manage my sweet tooth a little bit these days, but I still want that something after dinner. So dark chocolate's what I've been going to. That one is just a regular sea salt, but I have been loving this bold espresso flavor from Galerie Au Chocolat. I don't think the accent there was warranted when saying Au Chocolat. Au chocolat. As you can imagine, it tastes like espresso. So I always do a little bit of the sea salt and then one block at the end of the espresso version. And it has some sort of like crunch to it. It smells delicious. There's just something magical about it. I feel like I've had a shot of espresso, but without like the actual effects of espresso. Just has that beautiful taste, which honestly, half the time with coffee for me, it's just the love of the taste. It's not even the caffeine boost I love. It's just the comfort, the flavor. Let's see if I did a good job spooning out my peanut butter. There we go. That is always so good. Big fan. I love this tea brand Yogi because they have beautiful messages on all the tea bags, and they don't repeat often, which I appreciate as someone who drinks a lot of their teas. But this one says, the world needs your unique gifts. Don't leave with them still inside you. You can interpret that as both like, oh, you know, make sure you're doing the things that you're talented at or that you're passionate about. But I think it's also a great reminder of following your intuition and honoring like the unique perspective that you have, because it's unlike anyone else's. That in itself is a special gift. Anyways, I'm gonna drink this. I have my laptop in front of me because I'm about to Zoom, I guess, with my parents. Lately at night when I call them, they've been like putting me on their TV screen, so it feels like I'm in the living room with them, but I just always picture myself just gigantically on their TV in the middle of the room. and it makes me laugh, but that should be good. I only need to call them in about 10 minutes though, so I'm trying to practice more moments of stillness in the in-between moments, you know, before the next task. If there's like a gap of time, not immediately trying to fill it with something, although right now I'm filling it with talking to you, but trying to consciously not fill it, not distract myself, and just enjoy, like, okay, I'm gonna spend the next 9 or so minutes just like having some quiet time. I think that's such an approachable way to bring some presence into your life without it being like an active thing. I have been like meditating a lot more aggressively these days, and I've really like been leaning into that practice. But to be more present in your day-to-day, it doesn't necessarily have to come in that form. You can find those pockets in the day to do it too. And I've been trying to challenge myself to do that more, so that you know, the peace I'm getting in my meditation extends far beyond just the time I'm in a meditation. It also has moments throughout my day. And the thing that is coming to mind that is so special for me is my weekend. You know, I think one of the hardest parts about your 20s is realizing that friendships are changing and it's harder to get together, and you can in some ways get resentful of that and wish for when it was easier, when you were all in school together or you were all like in the same season of life. But now I'm 27, all of my friends' lives look so different, and I find that comforting because it means that there's no, you know, specific timeline to follow. We've got single folks, coupled folks, we've got people living with their parents, people living on their own, people just starting their career who have been in their career for years, people who are going back to school, who are still in school. It's just all over the place, and that means it's really hard to sometimes coordinate schedules. Like, it's become the running joke that you're booking things out like a month out or like weeks out to get together with people, and even more so if it's a group of people. And I really feel that shift happening in the last like year or so, like that it's been more aggressive, like it's much harder to figure out dates on the calendar, and it requires someone to be intentional about it. But this weekend was like one of these rare weekends that I just want to soak in, because I went into it knowing I was gonna see some friends, I had plans, but unexpectedly, like there were some last minute slot-ins that basically allowed me on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to spend time with so many of my favorite people, and it just transformed into a weekend of me just being like constantly feeling like I'm having my cup filled because I'm getting to see this person and this person, and oh my god, this person's in town and this person's in town. And I had so many great conversations and good memories, and I just hit Sunday night feeling like, whoa, like that never happens, where I get to see, like I said, so many of my favorite people in one weekend. And if I had the dream weekend every weekend, that's what it would look like. But it's just so unrealistic for so many reasons. Like, some of the people that even I saw this weekend don't even live in the city, so obviously not gonna see them every weekend. But it was just a beautiful, idealistic time, and it was only at the end of Sunday night where I was like, holy guacamole, I can't believe that happened. And I'm just like savoring it, because those moments, those experiences, I think just are harder to come by. So I look at that as an opportunity to really like just savor it and be really in the moment as possible. And I feel like I was that way this weekend, so I'm really grateful for that. The camera got super dark here. But yeah, I think friendships are hard in this season of life, and I know they'll continue shifting as I head towards and into my 30s and then my 40s and 50s. Like, it is so much more chaotic to do things together. But ideally, you pick people that it's worth the effort, people who are also understanding that everyone has busy lives. And I think that's also something I've lucked out with, is all of my friends, even if like we don't get together all the time or we're not constantly in touch, when we see each other, it just feels like we're picking up from where we left off. And there's such beauty in that. There's beauty in new friends and in keeping up with friends that have been, you know, big parts of different times of your life. I'm just feeling like very grateful for my crew right now. I've got some amazing people in my life, and that's just really special. And if you are struggling with friendships in your life, know that like there's always opportunities for new connections. And my hope for you is that you get to experience that kind of like friendship that's rooted in respect and support and love, and that you find your crew, because it does make a difference when life gets rocky to have that kind of team around you. Cheers to friends, and cheers to Your 20s being, whoa, chaos, pure chaos. Okay, I gotta go FaceTime my folks, so cheers. If you were looking for a crochet update, this is the update. I'm still here. I think I started doing this daisy blanket in November. Obviously along the way I've taken on other projects, but this one has been like the labor of love, and also a little bit of procrastination, and by a little I mean a lot, because it's May. Something hit me though this week and I finally said enough's enough. I have to weave these ends because I had all of these granny squares that needed ends weaved into. For context, each square has like 6 strings that I have to weave in, and because I'm a beginner, I'm slow at it, and also I'm trying to weave them in as well as I can so that this blanket doesn't fall apart, because this is an important step to making sure your blanket has strength over the years, even if it gets washed or any of that stuff. So I'm trying to do the best I can, and I've got about, I think, 15 left to do, but thankfully this is my stack of finished ones and they look pretty good. So we're approaching the finish line. I think once these are all woven in, all the ends are done for all the squares, I'm gonna feel that excitement to finish this, because from my understanding, joining all of these together shouldn't be too difficult of a task. But again, I've never done this before. As is probably evident though, this is not my favorite task. So this is a labor of willpower as well, and discipline, and telling myself, Caitlin, like, you have to eat your vegetables before you have your dessert kind of vibe. So if you are a new crocheter or you're interested in crocheting and you're like, what's a great first project? It's not a granny square blanket, let me tell you that. I think if I would have done like a continuous blanket and just basic stitching, that would have been better. But I will say though, it is a task that, although terribly monotonous, is exactly the sort of task you'd want to do while rewatching the first 2 seasons of Bridgerton to prepare for the 3rd, which is what I'm doing. But I know I will feel proud when this is done, and I'm sure you're gonna be excited when this is done, so you can stop hearing about this thing. I promise, next time I update you, this thing will be done, okay? I won't talk about this blanket anymore until it's complete, because I don't wanna put you through that. I thought I was gonna be able to take my Muji cosmetic bag with me, but it is full, so I'm taking the BEIS instead. I absolutely adore this organizer from BEIS. It has this mirror that is so big, and when I was in Dominican this year in January, there was barely any mirror space in the hotel room, so this came in handy for getting ready. But then it also has this detachable brush pouch, so that's handy. Also, I'm gonna put my eyebrow pencil, my mascara, and then, oh, look at that. And then we've got so much room for activities. I've been using this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray for a couple months now, but I've started doing it before I apply powder. So after I do my concealer and any like cream products, I spray this, let it dry, and then do powder. And I feel like it's been doing a good job at helping keep everything locked in place that way, because typically I always spray it after powder. I also always like to travel with one of these facial razors. You never know when you just need to like get rid of something. And there you go, much better than whatever was going on in here. And then this magnetizes and just goes there. I like that it's removable, so when you're actually setting up shop, you're not flipping this back and forth. It's very good. I think the only thing that I wish this did have was a few more elastic bands on the side, sort of like my Muji one has. There's all like these elastic bands here that you can put products in so that you can kind of organize within it. I also need to take my Glamnetics kit so that if I lose any nails, we can recover. Adding a couple more skincare products like eye cream and a retinol gel that I've started using from Coco Kind. I'm just like dipping my toes into the retinol world. But if you're using retinol, you gotta use sunscreen, so these two go together. And I have been using it for about 2 weeks now, and it hasn't irritated my skin, which is what I wanted. This is a, to be fair, beginner retinol gel, but I think that was always my fear with retinol, is that my face would react like crazy to it, but it's been good. Then bada boom, bada bing. I'm also making sure to pack a ton of book annotating supplies. Look how great these flags are. I'm gonna link them down in the description box below. Actually also came with these double-sided markers. I also have this library card bookmark and a few other goodies, including this scrap paper, because I'm gonna make a book bouquet for my mom for Mother's Day. I think like book bouquets are such a cool way to like give someone a book because you can add like some of those little filler items. I'm also gonna add in some dark chocolate for her, maybe some puzzle books. I'm pumped about it. I think it's gonna turn out so cute. I've been wanting to make one ever since I saw them trending on TikTok. This feels like a great way to give her flowers without it being like just a regular bouquet. It's a book bouquet. My reader mom should adore it.
When I turn up, you get going at every stop, baby. Oh.